Hello, friends in the Southwest region and beyond. Good afternoon. This is our 3:30 daily road to SWACDA. I'm Jeff Murdock. I'm president of the Southwest region of ACDA. I'm super excited to be here. I'm stoked that the conference is coming up soon. And I'm even more excited to be here with a few of my friends who are going to talk to us about another interesting initiative and new initiative that we have with Southwest ACDA. I have with me today Leah Browning, who is our R&R chair for contemporary acapella for the region. I've got Christopher Diaz, who will be one of our honor choir leads. I've got JD Frizzell, who is leading another one of our honor choirs, and I've got Rob Dietz, who's doing all the things and honor choirs, and he's also our national R&R chair for contemporary acapella. So I bet that you can guess that we are going to be talking about contemporary acapella things today. If you are joining us today live, you can ask questions of these amazing panelists. If you don't have any questions right now and you wish to ask them later, you can feel free to do that. But just a reminder that our conference is still accepting registrations. And so those dates are February 27th through March the 2nd. That's next week, y'all. I can't believe it's so quick, but it is next week. So before we get into anything super deep about the conference itself, I'm going to turn it over to Leah to talk about just what we are offering in Denver in terms of contemporary acapella.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Murdock. I am super excited for everybody to get to hear the President's Concert. We have a high school a cappella honor choir, we have a collegiate a cappella honor choir, and we have Lark coming from UC Denver. So those kids will be working with these amazing clinicians here all week and presenting at the President's Concert. So you'll get to see that. And please come to rehearsals and check out the magic, because all three of them are just incredible clinicians. Also, on Wednesday, we have the immersion day for a cappella. So there will be 3 sessions. One will be led by JD and Rob together. One will be led by Christopher. And then another third session will be led by our sound engineer, Tony. And he's going to talk all about how to mic your groups and what you need in a sound system and things like that. And then I believe JD and Rob are also doing a session on Thursday at 2:00. So we will have all kinds of sessions and rehearsals that you can come watch and learn more about a cappella if you would like to start a group, or if you already have a group and you just want to learn some new tricks. So we're very excited, and we thank you, Dr. Murdock, for giving us this platform to spread all things a cappella.
I'm super excited about it. Like I can't tell you how cool I think this is. And I'm gonna turn over to any of our panelists. Actually, before we do that, why don't y'all tell us, Christopher and JD and Rob, would you kind of tell us like what you do and like what your area of expertise is? And then I'd like for you all to tell us, and you can all do it, or maybe one of you, I don't care. This group is so fun, and one of the things I love about them is that they're going to bring so much joy to our kids. So tell us, after you've introduced yourselves, and tell us what you do. Also tell us why contemporary acapella is important in the choral canon and why it's important for our kids to sing this.
Cool. Who wants to start?
Oh, please let me.
Please.
Hi, y'all. My name is Christopher Diaz. I'm really excited to be joining SWACDA this year as one of the leads for the high school contemporary acapella group. My experience in acapella is mainly in performance. I was in all-night Yahtzee at Florida State University, where I went to 3 ICCA finals consecutively. I was in the band The Exchange, which competed on the Sing-Off, and I worked with Rob and some acapella greats on season 3 of the Sing-Off as a vocal coach and arranger. And my most recent work has been through the State Department, using acapella as a means of cultural outreach and cultural diplomacy, which is really important in the time that we're living in now. So I'm just really excited to come and share a little bit of my experience in acapella, but I'm also really excited that chorus musicians are going to have the chance to apply the skills that are so natural and innate to singing in choir over into a contemporary setting. I think it makes so much sense that choristers are doing contemporary a cappella music, because pop music is meant to reach the masses, as many people as possible. So I'm really excited about our set list. I think you're going to recognize some of these songs, and I'm very honored to Dr. Murdock and the team for having me. So let's do this thing.
Indeed, indeed.
Rob, you go next.
Okay. Hi, y'all. My name is Rob Dietz. I am an a cappella fanatic. I've been one my whole life. Christopher knows. Christopher met me when I was, how old was I when we met, Christopher? Like 18?
I was going to say 17 or 18. We're old friends.
On the a cappella circuit, yeah. So yeah, I got started all the way back in high school. I was doing high school a cappella before it was cool. Doing high school a cappella all the way back in the early 2000s when we were sort of figuring it out. It's come a really long way since then. But yeah, I've just been sort of doing this my whole life. I went to Ithaca College, where I was a bachelor in music with an outside field in business. I very foolishly thought I wanted to do the business of music. And then as time went on, it became very clear to me that I was more of a creative person. So I sort of fell into a career as an arranger and composer. And as I continued on in my a cappella career, I got sort of my big thing I got started doing was the sing off with Christopher. Worked on season 3, 4, and 5 of that show. And that kind of brought me out to Los Angeles, where I stayed, started an organization out here called A Cappella Academy, which is a summer program that uses a cappella as a basis. Christopher's also a staff member at that camp. And use a cappella as a basis to teach advanced musicianship and build communities. So I'm all about using a cappella as a vehicle to just like create amazing musicians that really understand how to work together. I think that's a really important thing that a cappella can do, and a really unique strength of a cappella music. So yeah, these days I'm a full-time arranger, composer, teacher, performer person. I'm also an occasional beatboxer, do some teaching in that style as well, and run a weekly choir called Academy Choir Los Angeles, which is an offshoot from A Cappella Academy. So very immersed in the contemporary a cappella world. Yeah, just so pumped to bring this to the conference. And I think, off of sort of what Christopher was saying, I'm really excited to not only have the opportunity to bring this to the students to use this style of music to sort of advance themselves in their musicianship, but also as an opportunity for conductors who want to come watch rehearsal or see the concert. I think that there are so many conductors out there who have so many of the skills to run groups like this, but have a little bit of trepidation about, how do I do this aspect, or, how do I teach this thing? And I really hope it's a great opportunity for those folks to come and watch what we're doing and sort of see, oh, I can do this too. And then be able to bring that back to their programs and develop their own contemporary a cappella programs wherever home is for them. Because like Christopher said, it really is a hugely beneficial part of any program to get more people singing, to get people singing who don't necessarily identify as choral musicians, to get them in your program, and just to reach new people with different kinds of music making. It's really exciting. So that's my spiel. JD, what do you think? Over to you, JD.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Good to hear you. So I'm just friends for some time. Dr. Murdock even back to our undergraduate in college. So at one point we actually lived in the same house, believe it or not. So it's really full circle for me. I am the director of One Voice, which is an a cappella group, high school a cappella group from just outside of Memphis, Tennessee. I'm the founder and president of the A Cappella Education Association and the founder of the National A Cappella Convention. And I have had the honor of working with a lot of collegiate and high school groups and directors over the past decade or so to build their contemporary a cappella groups. And it has been so neat to see the change in just a decade. In 2014, I remember talking to some ACBA members at the time who were working on the conference about possibly doing like some kind of a cappella thing. And it was clear to me there was no chance, because no one really even knew what it was then in the choral space, unless you like happened to fall into an a cappella pothole and you're like, oh gosh, this is actually pretty cool. You didn't do it. And since then, I mean, the AEA estimates that there are 4,000 high school a cappella groups alone. which is crazy. It's more abnormal now to see a high school choral program that doesn't have a contemporary acapella group rather than one that does. And that's really a complete mirror of what it was just 10 short years ago. So for things that are very popular movements in choral music, we've had a lot of them over the past 20, 30 years. I'm most excited about this one because I feel like contemporary acapella music and to do contemporary acapella well, you have to have a really high level of skill at a lot of different areas that translate over to the rest of the choral canon. And that amount of like independent musicianship and tuning and blend and balance and musical independence. I mean, there's just so many elements that transfer. But then the biggest one I think that everybody's going to see at the conference is that you can sing really, really well, but there's something really fun about the music being culturally native, about the music being stuff that everyone in your audience is going to know. Like all the moms and dads of all your choir kids, they're going to know those pop songs that your kids are singing. And that builds a bridge. That builds a bridge to your audience. That builds a bridge between you and your students. And I've just found as an educator that there's some really powerful and incredible things that you can do by building those kinds of bridges. So I'm excited that Dr. Murdock had this vision to expand this to an ACDA conference and to do something like this with these honor ensembles. I'm excited for everybody to get to see what we can do with great musicians and to learn from everyone there. So super pumped.
Yes. So I'm excited because I'm gonna get my throat together so I can come and see if I can join. See if y'all let me sing in the. Can I sing in the tenor section? Y'all need an extra tenor?
Yeah, please.
We always need tenors.
Whoever says no to a tenor.
Well, listen, I want to know if I'm a student. So if y'all let me in, if I audition and I make it, what can I expect as a student in one of these amazing honor choirs?
Well, I think one of the things that is going to kind of set this honor choir apart from perhaps some of the other traditional honor choir settings that our singers have experienced is that we're going to be doing contemporary a cappella music, meaning songs that are from the past 15-ish years on average. There are some oldies in our set, but that's because those songs are still popular and they still really engage people. So you're going to be hearing things as varied as Earth, Wind, and Fire and Dolly Parton and Dua Lipa all on the same set, which might seem like some disparate musical points, but you'll find that a lot of American pop music is connected by these same themes of rhythm and bass and leads. So it's going to be a really exciting chance to apply a lot of the musicianship you've been developing, as JD mentioned, having independent musicality and understanding intonation and blending and applying them with some maybe different vowel shapes and some different rhythmic patterns than you're used to. So I'm really excited about the repertoire we've chosen. That's probably where I think the biggest difference will be immediately apparent.
Yeah, I think the other thing that's super cool too is that it's a smaller ensemble, so everybody gets to bring their own artistry into the rehearsal room. That's something I always tell groups. That's something that I told this group is, I really want you to bring kind of your own personal style and like the way that you would sing the part into rehearsal. I think it's sort of our job as directors to kind of take those musical elements and craft them into something that's a little bit more unified. But, in contrast to a larger, 100, 150 person choral ensemble, this is 20 singers, 17, 18, 19, 20 singers, right? So they all get to kind of bring, if they want to sing a little Scoopy, they can sing that little Scoopy, right? And we're going to work to make sure everybody's singing that Scoopy together, but they can just bring a little bit more of their own kind of flair into the rehearsal room. And I think that's something that's really empowering about this style of music, and something that I'm really excited about, bringing all these singers together with sort of different musical backgrounds and seeing how we can get all their styles to kind of gel together.
Yeah, and I think, piggybacking off of that, we're going to get to know everyone really well. So because there's only 10, 15, 20 people in one of these ensembles, they're all going to know each other really well by the end of the week. And we as directors are going to get to know them too, and they us. And I think anyone who directs a small ensemble of any kind knows the power that lies in that kind of close relationship. It allows for, I think, a new level of emotional vulnerability from the singers, and that usually translates to the audience as well. So I'm looking forward to developing relationships with the singers that are in, my ensemble, and I'm sure that Christopher and Rob, feel the same way about theirs. I know as somebody that's done a lot of honor choir, like traditional honor choirs, both as a director and a singer, you get to know a couple kids that like ask a lot of questions, like you learn their name, yeah, Rob asks a lot of questions, like, okay, Rob. But you don't really get to know.
Why do you assume that I'm the choir member that asks a lot of questions? What is it about me that gives? Okay, well, I get it.
Yeah, this is a hypothetical. I think it's a safe hypothetical.
No, you're right. You're
right. But you don't. It doesn't. It just the format doesn't necessarily allow for that the same way. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and I think just one more thing is that myself and JD both teach high school a cappella groups, and Christopher and Rob have both worked with 1,000. So we're here to answer your questions, like how do I find an arranger? How do I, use the microphones? Anything. So if you see us around, please stop us and ask the questions, get our contacts, because we'd really like to help make this a thing in the Southwest.
Yeah, I think that Leah, you said something that I would really just like to circle back around to, which is, because there aren't that many books about contemporary a cappella, though some of the best ones are written by people on this call right now. I use that more as kind of a proverbial saying, there isn't really a book on how to do this. A lot of what we've developed in our own craft is osmosis and asking questions, making mistakes, and learning from people who have done more or different things than we have. So I'm so thrilled to be able to learn some new techniques that I can bring into my artistry, but I'm also really excited to connect with people who maybe haven't had the chance to ask a lot of questions about how to get involved in this kind of specific scene and how to make a difference. My entrance session is really about taking something that seems so novel as contemporary a cappella music and finding avenues to really make a demonstrable difference in the world. So I'm really, really excited about that information share. And I think I will probably have some questions for JD and Leah, just because I know that they're both brilliant.
To echo off of that too, like if anybody's watching this and you're going to be at the conference, like please find us and ask us questions. We love questions. I think all five of us, like we love answering questions and helping folks do this. So, please don't feel like you can't approach us in between things or while we're walking around. Like I'm happy to answer questions at any time.
This is so cool. Leah, do you have any other thoughts that maybe we want to share with our folks, or and I don't see any questions in any of the chats right now, but if any of you have questions beforehand, please at one of them in the chat, and I'm sure they'll get back to you because none of them are incredibly busy, so they have time between now and Sunday or Monday of next week to look at the chat and answer all the questions.
I don't think I have anything else. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to bring this contemporary a cappella art form to more people. And we really, really hope that people are interested and will learn a lot from this experience. So we just thank you for bringing it to Southwest ACDA.
Well, I'm thankful. And actually, Margie Camp is in the chat. I'm very thankful to Margie Camp, our treasurer.
Yay, Margie!
Thank you, Margie. You're a legend.
Thanks, Margie.
Yay, Margie
is a legend, and Margie is one of the driving forces behind this thing happening. So I'm thankful to her for that. Listen, there's still time, friends, to register for Southwest ACDA. SWACDA.org. Hope to see you there. Again, it's February 27th through March 2nd, and it's going to be amazing. Limitless. So thanks to all of our esteemed panelists for being here today. I love these folks so much, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with them and watching them work. And you'll get to see them work too. So we hope to see you at SWACDA next week. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye, everyone. Travel safely.
Thank you. Bye-bye.